Today I want to talk about romance. La-di-da, romance. If you asked a person, all kinds of people, if you have to ask 100 people, what is your definition of romance or what it means to be romantic, everybody would have a different answer. Every single person would say something different, and that's why I want to talk about romance today. In a recent Q&A on Instagram, if you want to follow me over there at EMWILSS, come join the party, a gal asked what to do when you're with a man who loves you very much but never does anything romantic. And I answered her question in my stories, and I also wanted to make a video about this because I think it's really important. So the definition of romance, in case you didn't know, is a feeling of excitement and mystery associated with love. That's the true definition. And so that's why I really wanted to answer this question, because I think it's really important for women to understand, especially if you are getting into dating, if you're in the dating world, etc. The first thing that's important to understand is that romance is really so often something that's learned. It's not something that's inherent to someone, especially when we're talking about men being romantic to a woman. This woman talking about her boyfriend being romantic with her and doing romantic things. A lot of times men learn that, right? And if they don't have an example of their father being romantic to their mother in their life, which is something that I saw throughout my life, was my dad doing romantic things for my mom. If they don't have a man to look to, examples to look to, whatever that might be, to see what it means to be romantic with a woman, they might not have a clue by no fault of their own that they didn't have these examples. It's something that you watch, it's something that you observe, and it's something that you learn, both for a woman and for a man. Dating is something that we learn. Another woman asked, wait, if guys have to learn how to date, do women have to learn how to date too? Absolutely. All of this is things that we learn. So be gentle with yourself in the process of dating. Not everyone knows how to, do it perfectly from the beginning or at all. It's something that you learn, and it's a process. And so what I shared in this Instagram story slide when I responded to her question is that it's really important to communicate about these things. Communication is so important with dating, but to express this to him. I told her this, I said, express this to him that you'd like him to do romantic things and give him concrete examples of what you mean. And the reason I say that is because, like I said, being romantic is very abstract. If she goes to her boyfriend and she says, I want you to be more romantic, in her mind, that might be like getting her flowers and chocolates. And in his mind, that might be, planning a special date. Both can count in that category, but they might have different ideas of what that means. And so it's really important to communicate that clearly. These are some examples of things that I would love in terms of romance. It's funny, a woman I love very much messaged me when I posted this. She says, preach, I have to tell my husband exactly what I want. Plan a picnic on the beach, or plan a dinner out, or I would love for you to take me on a movie night. And there's nothing wrong with this. That's why I laughed at her thing, because there's nothing wrong with saying, I would love for you to plan a picnic for us on the beach. I would love for you to take me out to X restaurant, rather than him planning a night for you and taking you to a restaurant you don't really like. So the clearer you are, the more you communicate your expectations and your desires for what romance looks like in your relationship, and the more he can execute on that. It is also totally fine in a dating relationship to say, for me, flowers and chocolates aren't really that romantic. The 5 love languages are a very real thing. Some people, for gifts, it's like, great, I love the gift, but I would rather you write me a letter. I tell Daniel that often. I say, the flowers and all those things are wonderful, but for this holiday, whatever the holiday is, there's a lot of holidays, I would love for you to just write me a letter. Like, if you took the time to just sit and write a page to me about whatever, Daniel's really good at writing letters, I would love that, and that would really mean a lot to me, and that would be romantic to me, is him writing me a letter. When we were in our long distance dating relationship, when I would fly home, he would always write me a letter, and I loved that. Words of affirmation is one of my biggest love languages, and it just makes me feel happy and special to receive a love letter. And so I communicate that often and clearly to him, is that I would love for you to write me a letter, and he has written me many letters over many years, and that's one way that he is romantic, right? And a lot of people would say it's not really romantic to tell him what to do. It's not romantic to tell him what I want. Like, I want him to figure that out. But that's, like I said, it's something that's learned. If you're having all the time to say, hey, remember I told you I would love it if you did this, then there's an issue. that's another story for another day. But if you communicate that to him to say, I would love for you to plan a picnic on the beach, he's able to show you that he wants to put in that effort. If he actually executes that and does that, he's showing you, I want to be romantic and I would love for you to express to me how you want me to do that and what I can do to make you feel loved, to make you feel special, to make you feel important to me. It's not a romantic thing to say, these are all the things that I like, but once you express that to him, these are all the things that I like, this is what romance is to me. It gives him the opportunity to do those things, to be romantic, to put in the effort. And that when that effort is put in, that's a romantic and a beautiful thing and a fun thing and a special thing. It's important to understand forever in dating, in marriage, that men can't read our minds. And I can't read Daniel's mind about what makes him feel loved. I have to be romantic as well. That is part of our whole relationship as well. Romance changes over time, right? Our romance, being romantic with one another looks different now that we have 2 children. When he cleans the whole entire kitchen, that's so romantic to me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so loved. I feel so special that you would think to do that. So romance is something that changes and evolves over the course of a relationship, but it's so important to understand that it's not a matter of mind reading. It's not you in your mind hoping that your boyfriend or your fiance will do all X, Y, or Z. He might surprise you and do different things here and there, but it's important to help him along the way and express to him along the way what you would like. Dating, again, is a process of learning on both ends. When I was Daniel's girlfriend, I was learning how to be Daniel's girlfriend. I'm still learning how to be Daniel's wife every single day. It's a process of evolving and changing and learning to love one another over time. But communicating what you think romance is and is romantic is a very important piece of that puzzle. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel over here. That's all for today. I will talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.